What would you do if a rider physically assaulted you and caused you to bleed profusely? Today we're going to discuss how one particular driver handled the situation and how Uber dealt with it as well. So we've all had those moments with the rider in our vehicle and the situation starts to feel uneasy. How would you handle the situation? Do you just pull over and ask them to politely leave, or do you keep the ride going? And the driver that we'll discuss today actually started to feel uneasy before the ride even started. He knew something was amiss before the ride even started. So this driver, we'll call him Ed, picked up a woman back in June. He knew something was a little weird when he picked her up. He thought things were a little off, but decided to give her a ride anyways. And this ride in particular started to go downhill when Ed decided to avoid an expressway due to construction delays, and the passenger, the woman, was upset that he missed the expressway. He decided not to go that route. He explained to the passenger that due to construction delays, this will be a faster route. She was still upset about it. We've all been there before where we're taking the correct route. We're taking the most efficient route, but the passenger will get upset with us and start doing some backseat driving. I get really upset when they do that stuff because I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for years. I've been using the GPS for years. The GPS is right almost all the time. So after he explained to the passenger why he avoided the expressway, she actually began screaming at him. At that point, he decided that's it. He pulled over to a park nearby and asked her to kindly leave. And as he watched her leave, the passenger then opened his door and smacked him across the face with an object. He doesn't know if it was a phone or something, but again, he started to bleed profusely. And Ed actually used the emergency button in the Uber driver app to call 911. And after the police arrived, luckily they were able to apprehend the woman because she hadn't gotten very far. And Ed did decide to press charges and then was taken to the hospital. Now, how did Uber handle it? Since Ed did use the emergency button in the Uber driver app, Uber did try to call Ed, but they actually tried to call him a couple of times, but during that time, it was immediately after what happened had happened. He was talking with police, so he didn't have time to answer anything from Uber. Uber then called him another time while he was actually at the hospital. He was able to answer this time. The woman that he spoke with asked him about the situation, asked him to explain what exactly had happened. The Uber rep told him that they had already suspended that user's account, that they would open an investigation into the situation, and that they would get back to him within 5 days. Those 5 days turned into 2 weeks. So Ed then decided to reach out to Uber and see what was going on. He told him that he was a driver that was attacked by a passenger on June 26th, said he was pressing charges, gave the court date and the case number, and he asked Uber to contact him as soon as possible so he could be more prepared for the court date. And here's the only response that Ed got from Uber after that. They said, "Thank you for taking time to report this. We are committed to a safe experience for everyone on the Uber app. We have already restricted this user's access to the Uber app and are investigating this situation further. Please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions or concerns regarding this report." This seems like another one of their canned responses. They told him that they were investigating and that they'd get back to him within 5 days, and now he gets a response like this. It's like they don't even care. So Ed was basically on his own. He contacted the Chicago Bar Association and they gave him some information. He was referred to an attorney and the attorney told him that you don't need a lawyer since he already had filed a complaint. And quickly, if you are injured while driving for Uber or Lyft, you can reach out to our recommended Uber injury lawyer, Bryant Greening of Legal Rideshare. Ed was told to turn up for his court hearing, have a price in mind that he'd like her to pay him for restitution, and that he would be given a state attorney. Again, Ed was hoping that Uber would do something to help him, do something proactively, give him some next steps as to what he should do, but he was basically on his own, and it just kind of felt like Uber really didn't even care about the situation. Alright, so there's Ed's situation, but what can you guys do proactively as drivers to keep yourself safe while driving rideshare? One big thing that Ed has decided to do, and he didn't have one of these at the time, is to get a dash cam. It's something that we recommend. Have that dash cam there to document all goings on in your vehicle and outside of your vehicle. It just keeps you protected. And if you don't yet have a dash cam, you can check out our ultimate guide to rideshare dash cameras, and our top dash cam recommendation is the Vantrue N2 Pro. Dash cams can act as a deterrent. If a passenger sees that camera, they might conduct themselves more properly in your vehicle. It also can be the eyewitness to an assault like this that happened to Ed. You have the full story right there on video if you have a dash cam. And Ed actually also had this advice to give. He said, "You need to learn how to read body language before you let them in. I'm pretty good at that. My strategy when I'm picking up someone, especially in an area where you feel unsure about, don't stop right in front of the destination. I try to overshoot it a few feet and then watch, looking back through the rear windshield or through the mirrors and start to read people. That couple of seconds, you get a lot of information. If you feel something is wrong at the very beginning, just drive away. Don't even think twice. You have to kind of follow your instinct. And if you do feel uneasy, it's just better to avoid situations and passengers like this. You are going to get that cancellation. That's not a big deal, but your safety is paramount. And again, this situation in particular happened on the Uber platform. Uber contacted Ed, was proactive right off the bat, told him they'd get back to him within 5 days, and then completely dropped the ball, and he is yet to hear back from them and had to handle the situation all on his own. It would be nice if Uber did provide some type of support and some type of assistance in these situations, as they probably happen, unfortunately, pretty often on their platform. And we did reach out to Uber for comment on this incident in particular and for tips on what drivers can expect from Uber in these situations, and an Uber spokesperson responded as follows. Uber's support team is available 24/7 and will work directly with drivers on reports of this nature to help provide answers and support. And in addition, Uber informed us that incidents like this are handled by Uber's third-party insurance, which should be in touch with drivers for further support. Again, what Ed had to face was a terrible situation. I hope none of you have had to deal with something like this, but for those of you that have had to deal with something, hopefully not to this extreme, but these types of interactions with passengers, how did you handle yourself, and how did Uber handle it when you contacted them or if you told them? Leave a comment below and let us know. Thanks again for watching. Please like, comment, or subscribe, and drive safe. Thanks.